Hey everyone, come on in. It's Pastor James and welcome to Kids Zone. Guys, I miss you so much and I wish you could be here. You see, I brought a couple of friends just so I wouldn't be alone, but they're just not as loud and excited as you are each and every week. I mean, check them out. Watch this, watch this. Hey guys, if you are excited to be in Kids Zone and here at church, make a great big shout. See? It's just not the same. So know that me and Miss Laney, we miss you guys so much. But today, we're going to take the opportunity to continue with our Bible lessons. I have a great Bible story that I'm going to read for you today. But this is how it's going to work. I'm going to read you the Bible story. I'm going to share a video with you guys. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to just share a couple of words with you on what that story means to me. So come on, let's get started. David and Goliath. This must be the guy, Israel's new king, Samuel said. Samuel was looking at Eliab, the oldest son of a man named Jesse. God has sent Samuel to Jesse's house to find the new king for Israel. Eliab, Jesse's oldest son, looked like he'd made a great king. He was tall and he was strong and good looking, just like Pastor James, or in this case Saul. But God said no, not him. Was Samuel confused? Maybe. Eliab really did look impressive, but God told Samuel, "You're looking at the outside of this man. I am looking on the inside." So Jesse brought out his next son. This one, Samuel asked God. No, not him either. Samuel tried the next son, and the one after that, and the one after that. 7 sons in all. And each time, God said no. There was one more son to meet, or Samuel thought. Samuel asked Jesse, "Is that all?" "There is one more," Jesse said, "the youngest. He's outside taking care of the sheep." Jesse called in his youngest son, David. David didn't look like a king. He looked like a little kid. But God said, "That's the one." Samuel poured out olive oil on David's head as a sign that he was being set apart for God in a very special way. Someday, David would be Israel's king. He would follow God with his whole heart, and through David, Jesse's youngest son, would come the long-awaited blessing for the whole world. For now, King Saul needed David's big brother to fight the Philistines. David's brothers were all big and strong enough to join Saul's army, but not David. Instead of fighting, David brought food to his brothers. And one day, while he was visiting them in Saul's army, David saw Goliath. Goliath was a giant, a Philistine warrior, the biggest, tallest, strongest man they had ever seen. The Philistines challenged King Saul. "If your strongest man can beat our strongest man, we will be your slaves. But if our strongest man can beat your strongest man, you will be our slaves." Someone had to fight Goliath. But who was brave enough? Who was big enough? And who was strong enough? "I'll do it," a voice called out. King Saul turned around and couldn't believe his eyes. It was David, Jesse's youngest son. And just a kid at that. Nah, the king must have thought, "I don't think so. You're too young," he told David. "God helped me save our sheep from a lion and a bear," David said. "And God will help me save Israel from Goliath." It sounded crazy, but King Saul didn't know what else to do. No one else was brave enough to fight Goliath. "Here, use my sword," King Saul said. "No, thank you," David answered. "It's too big for me." Instead of a sword, David took out the slingshot he used to protect his sheep from other animals. Then he picked up 5 smooth stones and walked onto the battlefield to meet Goliath. "Look at you. You're like a little stick," Goliath laughed, "and I'll break you into little pieces and feed you to the birds." But David wasn't scared because God was with him, and David trusted God. "This battle belongs to God, and he is going to help me strike you down," David yelled. Then David put a stone in his sling and swung it around his head. He let go, and the stone flew through the air and hit Goliath right between the eyes. The great, strong giant wobbled, then fell down dead. Israel was saved! Who had defeated Goliath? Not big, strong King Saul, not Jesse's warrior sons. It was little David, the one who was supposed to be taking care of the sheep. David trusted God, and when we trust God with everything, God can use us to do amazing things, even if we're small. So I hope you like that Bible story. Check out the link below and watch this next video that goes over the story a little bit further, and I'll come back to talk to you in just a moment.